Good evening, Karina Carvalho with ABC News. An emotional George Brandis has slapped down Pauline Hanson's call to ban the burqa, earning praise and a standing ovation from his political opponents. The One Nation Senator's burqa stunt delivered an extraordinary unifying moment in federal parliament. Political editor Chris Ullman.
His own election campaign.
Thank you, Minister.
A disturbance in the Senate.
Order.
Oh, what on earth? As Pauline Hanson arrives in a burqa.
I'm quite happy to remove this because this is not what should belong in this parliament.
The stunt was a prelude to a question.
A large majority of Australians wish to see the banning of the burqa.
Senator Brandis.
The answer was swift.
Senator Hanson, no, we will not be banning the burqa.
As the Attorney-General rose to the moment in Parliament that will define him.
We have about 500,000 Australians in this country of the Islamic faith, and the vast majority of them are law-abiding, good Australians. And Senator Hanson, it is absolutely consistent with being a good, law-abiding Australian and being a strict adherent Muslim. And to ridicule that community, to drive it into a corner, to mock its religious garments is an appalling thing to do, and I would ask you to reflect on what you have done.
Order.
His speech drew rare praise from a rival.
If I had the opportunity, I would move to congratulate the Leader of the Government on that statement. Well, and I make this point on behalf of all of us on this side of the chamber. It is one thing to wear religious dress as a sincere act of faith. It is another to wear it as a stunt.
In recent years, Australians have lost faith in Parliament as politics became a parade of dysfunction and division. Pauline Hanson personifies that disquiet. But if you are to take something from today, then take this: the moments after an emotional George Brandis resumed his seat.
Order, Senators.
A picture of a house and a nation not so divided. Chris Ullman, ABC News, Canberra.
National Affairs correspondent Greg Jennett is in Parliament House. Greg, at the end of a messy and divisive sitting, how did George Brandis become the great unifier of the fractured Senate?
For once, someone called out outrageous conduct for what it is, Karina. George Brandis didn't appear to run any political filter over this. He didn't run any calculations about the value of One Nation's 4 votes or the risk of offending them. He simply spoke firmly and directly against a miscreant. And in that moment, when the Parliament's being confronted, even tested, enough people of goodwill and common sense were simply prepared to follow. And you get the feeling that there is an appetite for that in Australia, just as perhaps Americans vainly sought such clarity from their president this last week as well. Perhaps if it became more commonplace in politics, we wouldn't even be talking about it tonight.
And Greg, on the dual citizenship saga which has dominated this sitting of Parliament, will that be resolved by the time it returns next month?
Yeah, on the contrary, in fact, Labor's threatening to amplify this even further. It wants to throw the Barnaby Joyce case into the cogs of the Parliament itself and has a motion before the House that there be no further votes on any matter until his case is resolved by the High Court. Now, it probably won't succeed with that motion, but it is a statement of its intent. And so, in that sense, a messy fortnight passed, Karina, and quite possibly a few more to come.
OK, we'll watch with interest. Greg Jennett in Canberra.